The bonus crew is back. Thank you for riding with us on Strange Darkness Radio. Thank you for opening your mind. Welcome back, Miley. Welcome back in. Welcome back, Kyler. Welcome back, Mr. Washington. The truth doesn't ask for belief. It asks for attention.
Let's start the show.
Yes, we are back. Welcome to Strange Darkness Radio's bonus episode. And we are back. Marley is not joining us on tonight's show, but she will be missed. But we are ready to get it on and popping, right, Ed and Kyler?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yes, sir, Mr. Washington.
Marley says she's here in spirit, just in case anybody was wondering.
100%. Yeah.
She says she's never too far. That's what it is.
She's an incredible individual.
Who am I going to banter with now? Because the whole banter thing isn't going to, it'll seem weird with Kyler. So.
No, it won't. Or with me. Come on, Ed.
I guess I've been downgraded. That's crazy. That's wild work.
That is funny. So, what have you gentlemen been up to? Let's go with Kyler. Kyler, what have you been up to?
Man, working and gaming, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little bit of gaming and working too.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah.
So,
Resident a little bit of money every now and again.
Evil is going to be coming out here soon, and I know you talked about that on our last bonus episode. Yeah. Are you hyped for that?
Oh, absolutely. I'm still planning to go ahead and replay, preferably the whole series. I'm trying to go through the entire thing, at least the numbered versions of the game.
That is crazy. How long is that going to take you, man?
Oh, yes, it can be anywhere between 12 hours or so, maybe a little bit more, depending on how fast I want to try to run through it.
Yeah.
Or if I just want to relax and just, do a regular fun playthrough. So, it's going to take a second, though. Probably a couple of days, actually, now that I'm thinking about that. So, it'll be a couple of days. As long as I do it before the release date, I'm going to be happy.
When is the release date?
The 27th, I believe it was.
February?
Yes, February 27th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So people, guys, make sure you go out there and get Resident Evil. Hopefully we'll be playing it on our channel. Again, I don't want to scare our normal paranormal group away as far as people who love watching and listening to what we do, who are of the older variety like myself. But again, I'm a gamer, always been a gamer. But I want you guys to enjoy our paranormal content. And if you're not into gaming, you can just pass on those particular videos. But definitely subscribe and keep watching. We have so much coming. We are still going to get out there and do some investigative work. That is going to be interesting. Marley is going to be out there with us at an undisclosed location, working on contacting the spirits on a Ouija board with Mike Fernandez from the main show. So it will be interesting. So stay tuned for that. And I know, Ed, you're not a fan of the Ouija board, and nor am I theoretically. Sure. But yeah, I did buy one, and it just sits in the entryway of my home, labeled 13. I find that interesting. But Ed, what have you been up to, man?
Just trying to keep warm, man. We got belted with snow, man.
Okay.
14, 15 inches. And we're on this cold snap.
Yeah.
So I'm just been trying to survive, man.
Did you build a snowman?
No.
I had to ask.
You probably did.
No.
At least a snow angel.
No, I have to take the dogs out all the time and that. And my one dog, Hannah, she just loves it. So she just runs around in the snow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been really cold and, a lot of snow. So mostly that, but as far as anything personal, not too much. It's been kind of quiet for the past, couple weeks really since the last time we hooked up and met. So
okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
anything on the
major, man.
anything on the covenant of vampires or vampiresses that come to your establishment?
I keep getting stuff missing, man, from like work.
You didn't get your tea back?
I think that witch keeps taking my stuff now.
What about the tea? Did you get your tea back?
No.
Oh man, it's too funny.
No, I had to go buy more.
Could be a coworker, man.
No, it's not. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that.
It's good tea.
Man. It is very good tea. But that's why I share it with everyone. There's no need to steal it, man.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, nothing. It's been really cold here, so it's like this kind of low key vibe where everybody's just kind of waiting for it to warm up a bit. So, yeah.
Okay, well, again, at some point in time, we will do a show on what Ed believes are vampires in his neighborhood.
They are, man. Yes, they are.
So, are you sure you want to do that episode, Ed? Because they might come looking for you.
That's all right. They know where to find me, man. Yeah, they know where to find me.
Interesting. Okay, well.
But I think they dig hanging out there. So,
okay, well.
Yeah.
As long as you're not, have a stake or anything, wooden stake, that is.
No.
As long as you're not
I think
familiar.
it's all good. I think it's all good.
He would probably be okay with becoming a familiar.
That'd be kind of wild.
He has no clue of what we're talking about.
But the wolf woman
it's like Renfield, man. Renfield was a familiar.
Okay, got it. I'm glad you do know.
Yeah, and
Would
what's
you
his
become
name
a familiar?
from what we? No, man, no.
What would the wolf woman do if he did, man? If he became a familiar, the wolf woman would be mad as hell. Don't do that.
Yeah, she would save him though.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing no familiar. I don't think that suits me. I don't think I'd be a good one. You know,
that's true.
I just don't think I'd be a good one.
You'll be as good as they make you. That's the thing.
No,
that's the familiar part.
No,
you'll be as good as they make you.
That's funny.
No.
All right, well, let's get into tonight's episode. And this is actually going to be a really good episode because, what can be created with thought, with the mind of social media and the masses all focusing on a particular type of entity to bring it to life. So let's go down this rabbit hole.
Good evening, and welcome to Strange Darkness Radio. Tonight, we're not talking about creatures that stalk the woods or haunt abandoned buildings. Tonight, we're talking about something far closer, something far more uncomfortable. An idea. Because every monster you've ever feared started there. A thought, a name, a shape whispered just enough times to stick. The human mind doesn't ask whether something is real or not. It asks whether it should pay attention. And attention has a way of changing things. What happens when belief is repeated, when fear is shared, when enough people agree to imagine the same thing, the same way, at the same time? Does it stay a story, or does it start to behave like something more? Tonight we examine manufactured monsters, entities born from collective focus, fed by repetition and sustained by fear. Some were created on purpose, some were shaped by accident, and some may not have been created at all. So as you listen, ask yourself one question. Are we inventing these things, or are we teaching them how to reach us? I'm Benson, and this is Strange Darkness Radio.
Yes. Ed, what is your belief on tulpas and things that can be created by pure thought?
I don't know, to be honest. I think I've been thinking about this, and I think it probably is possible how if you get enough, because of energy, that if you get enough people to think the same, that it can manifest something. Now, where that manifestation comes from, now whether it's already been here which I may be leaning towards that. The whole nothing new created under the sun thing. So that maybe they're already, they already exist, but by all of us focusing on this one entity of one creature, that it allows it to come into the present.
Yeah.
And that may be where I'm leaning at. But this is one of those topics, man. Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around this, because I think I do believe that it can happen. Now, whether it can happen, just the whole social media thing, I don't know if it can happen that way.
I have a theory on that, but I want to get Kyler's thoughts about it.
I think it actually could. I mean, I think I've kind of got to a point now that I do kind of wonder if you give enough energy to something, like something could be created out of it. Now, as far as time frame, and then like he mentioned, like Ed mentioned about location, that's a little bit iffy still. But I do think you could create something if enough people give enough energy to it.
Yeah, I think it is possible because things were passed down through oral tradition. And the more people that knew about it, and whether it's Indian culture, whether it's African culture, whether it's Middle Eastern, Asia, when a lot of people, whether it's family members and it's being passed through villages and all this, they believe and they, bring those tales and creatures to life. And that's when you hear those stories about people seeing things in the woods, things chasing other, villagers or family members and all those things. Now imagine if they're able to, had social media to where those traditions and those beings can, permeate the world, in a split second, for everyone to start thinking about those entities and start bringing them to life. So I definitely think there's something to that because, again, unless certain cultures were able to read, the hieroglyphs that were left, a lot of cultures, including Native American, Africans, things were passed down orally, and they, kept those things alive. So I do think that is a possibility because it's interesting on how when someone describes something, it was a new person sees it and they describe the same thing, not knowing about, the description that this person had before. So that is what's interesting, whether the brain is forming or forms particular type of figures or entities, that is the question, right? So let's get into what you have a question?
Well, from what you said there, then really the question becomes, are we creating something?
Mm-hmm.
Or are we just bringing something that was already created into life? And I think
that's the question.
Yeah, and I think I go with the latter there because I don't know if we can. I don't think we can create. I think we can only bring forward that which is already created.
I don't know. That is the $10 million question, whether or not we can create something, whether or not it's entities that are already there. And, the Akashic records that we tap into to know what has been, before us and after us. So those are, like I said, those are all good questions.
Or it could create something that, like, as the idea or as it's been created, another, let's say, entity, I guess, jumps into that persona and it goes around as that thing.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Some entities that we're talking about tonight actually fit that description of changing and morphing over time as, social media, meaning, people being able to contact more people and say, hey, did you see this? Hey, this happened to me. And then, it slightly changes over time. And the decades, as far as the eras, what people saw in the 40s were a little offshoot of something that they see now, but it's morphed in to fit the reality of, how we move and how we deal with things today in this, crazy high speed information world that we're in. But let's, standing in for Marley is going to be a person that has graced the show many a time. And sometimes he's not happy with Mr. Ed DonGilli, but sometimes he is. I think he always is. I think it's just Ed's interpretation of this particular person. So let's go ahead and get into that.
Marley couldn't be with us tonight. And when a chair sits empty in a room devoted to monsters, sometimes something else chooses to sit there instead. So, I will take this one. Tonight, I want to talk about a being that did not crawl out of ancient caves, did not rise from forgotten grimoires, did not stalk medieval villages by torchlight. Tonight, I want to talk about something born in the digital womb of human imagination. Slender Man. A tall, faceless figure, impossibly thin, arms like hanging branches, a silhouette that feels wrong even when you can't explain why. He did not arrive through folklore past mouth to ear. He arrived through pixels. In 2009, Slender Man was created as part of an online challenge, a contest to invent paranormal images and backstories. And yet, something curious happened. He did not stay fictional. People began adding to him, stories stacked upon stories, images layered upon images, sightings whispered into forums, encounters uploaded, fear recycled, reshaped, reinforced. Slender Man began to evolve, not through centuries, but through sharing, which raises a dangerous question. If enough people believe in something, does it remain imaginary, or does belief itself become a kind of womb? Throughout history, humans have birthed gods. We have birthed demons. We have birthed egregores, thought forms said to take on lives of their own. So what if Slender Man isn't just a character? What if he is a prototype, a modern experiment in collective manifestation, a monster engineered not by accident, but by attention? Every time his name is spoken, every time his image is viewed, every time a child lies awake, wondering if he stands outside their window, energy is exchanged, and energy, over time, organizes. Some traditions teach that consciousness is not confined to skulls, that thought itself is a force, that imagination is not passive, that the mind is a forge. So I ask you this: if thousands or millions of minds focus on the same shape, the same silhouette, the same intention, are they simply telling stories, or are they assembling something? Slender Man is especially fascinating because he mirrors ancient archetypes. He resembles the tall shadow figures reported in sleep paralysis. He echoes the faceless watchers found in folklore across cultures. He behaves like something humanity has always feared, but now wears a modern mask. Which leads to another uncomfortable thought. Did we invent Slender Man, or did we remember him? Perhaps the internet did not create a monster. Perhaps it gave an ancient one a new body. And if monsters can be created this way, what else are we accidentally building? Are viral creepypastas just entertainment? Or are they blueprints? Could future entities be crowdsourced, designed, beta tested through nightmares? Because Slender Man shows us something terrifying. You no longer need cursed ground, forbidden rituals, or ancient bloodlines to birth a legend. You need a platform, an audience, and repetition. So I leave the rest of you with this. If belief creates reality, what responsibility do we have for the things we imagine? If fear feeds form, what are we feeding right now? And if Slender Man is only the first successful experiment, what might the next one look like? I didn't come here to tell you Slender Man is real. I came here to ask something far worse. What if reality itself is far more cooperative than we've ever been told? And what if we are the authors of our own hauntings?
Great job, Benson. Like always, thank you. But yes, Slender Man is very interesting.
Wasn't that good?
He's hating.
Well, I mean, you said that good, so I guess that still means he did pretty good, though. So, it's all right, though.
He's hating on
like
Benson.
I said, we were talking about giving things energy. You don't want to give Benson too much negative energy.
I know, man.
Because, if he decides to, just one day you wake up, then it's going to be, he's going to be playing a visit. He might be trying to be that clown.
Exactly.
That clown on your wall.
But bless you, sir. But let's talk about Morgan Gaser, who stabbed a classmate 19 times in 2014 at the age of 12 to appease this character called Slender Man. She wanted to go live with him, her and another classmate, lured, this gal. I won't say her name. I don't want to, have the victims' names out there. You guys can definitely go check out the story and her case and everything. But yeah, I'm not sure if she ever said that he visited her or appeared to her, but I know she wanted to go live with him. And still creating something that powerful to make a kid even think that's even possible at 12 years old. And again, it wasn't just her, it was another gal also. But I don't believe she did the stabbing. She was just helping with the situation, and she wanted to go and live with Slender Man also. But it's things like that has everyone pausing like, okay, is it that any entity that a person brings up and talks about, does it have the power to sway a kid that much to do something that evil and nefarious, opposed to, I never heard of Kyler going to want to live with He-Man, so he figured he'd choke out his nephew to go live with He-Man. So I'm just saying, like any type of other, other than evil characters and creatures, is something that I've asked on a previous show. Why is it always the evil situations? Nothing ever happens in the light form. Like, I want to be really good so I can go, go to meet Princess whomever. Again, obviously we don't hear stories like that. Those are just kids' thoughts and wishes, when they're at Disneyland or when they're telling their loved ones and so on and so forth. But then you have all this evil shit that gets a kid, stabbed or killed, or people doing crazy nefarious things, trying to either get power or, doing stuff for evil practices and purposes. I just don't understand that mindset.
Negativity gets traction.
Yeah,
good has power, and you're able to utilize that to be your best and to instill.
But I think there are
others.
people who tap into that goodness. But I think there's something that, there's something that just clicks in people who choose to really seek after that darkness.
Yeah.
Again, there's darkness in all of us, man, but to go to that extreme, I think there's more than just there's forces, man, that are in play.
Yeah.
And I think when you have to be really careful, man. Like, if you're going to go look for Slender Man, don't be fucking surprised when you find him.
No, that's true. That is true. And again, I guess there's kids out there looking for angels and, various things like that. And, entities that are on the helping or good side of things. I guess it is just not talked about, and put out in the news and all that stuff.
Yeah, listen, that doesn't, goodness doesn't sell.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that's been a saying around for a long time. That's why you don't see that stuff on the news. And then that's our fault, man, for not. I guess really, you could look at the opposite way, Bobby. When if everybody did focus on the good,
yeah,
good would manifest.
Exactly. That's where I'm going with that.
But we don't.
Yeah.
And the darkness is always going to be there.
The darkness, I believe, this is what I believe, the darkness is a shortcut. People like to take a shortcut thinking they're going to get power, money, and everything else by, doing this opposed to the hard work that's involved with it. And the praise, be it yourself or whatever's keeping you on the straight and narrow to achieve said goal.
Drive through spirituality, man.
Yeah.
Drive through spirituality.
Yeah.
Give me to me quick.
Yep. That's very true.
Yeah, they do it because, I guess they do it because it was successful for some people, I guess. Or they would say it was successful.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
They would say it was successful. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But doesn't it always end the same way, man? Darkness doesn't win. Throughout history.
I disagree with that because
really?
there's a lot of politicians that are evil as hell, going for great reasons, and then ultimately, become stealing money, doing all these doing crazy things for money, and so.
But then the whole thing, man. What's it benefit man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul?
Yeah, but they don't care about that point.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
is there some place to go to? Do you truly have a soul? These are the questions that some people no longer believe because a lot of people don't go to church and don't do spiritual things anymore because of the
those darkness things are spiritual things.
Oh no, I get it from that standpoint. I'm talking about the light side of things. I'm talking about the old school ways of how we used to do it, man. I remember weekends and nights at different church events in tents, in Texas, man, it was
the revivals, man.
Oh yes,
the revivals. Yeah.
Revivals.
But what did they say? Put that snake down, Bobby. Put that snake down.
There's never been snakes involved, which is always good. But there's been people trying to make people walk or see in these particular scenarios that I've been a part of when I was younger, which was wild. But yeah. Anyways, Kyler, what is your entity?
Oh yeah, the entity. Well, I think it may be more closer to this Anansi's entity, his goat man or their goat man, I'll say. I guess so it's another story. Another idea, but let me not say idea. It's something that this person told about an event, experience that they came across on 4chan, and it's been on a creepypasta about when it happened, like 2010s or so when this popped up.
Yeah,
and it's a entity. Let's say as it would show up, it would not necessarily attack any of the potential victims immediately. It would just kind of want to be like part of the group.
So in a physical form, a humanoid form?
Yep. So it would take a form, something of a shapeshifter. So imagine a doppelganger, but like an amateur. So like an amateur doppelganger. So
couldn't hold his form.
Yeah, dang near. Like let's say if we were all like kind of like at a campfire. Let's say it's about like all of us in Strange Darkness. We're at like the Strange Darkness campfire.
Yeah.
And then you see like, we're like looking around, talking to each other, going through things. And you would hear like one of the versions sitting there, like, it'd be about, let's just say there's 6 of us. And it's supposed to only be 6. But as we're talking and counting everybody, it keeps on turning out to be like 7 people.
Mm-hmm.
And we know it's not supposed to be. But then you look over at, like, let's say Carolyn is sitting there. And for some reason, like her skin looks extra waxy, or it like flossed over, or, it's like it just looks off. It's uncanny.
Okay.
Or let's say like her arm just doesn't bend the correct way. Yeah, it would be something like that. Yeah, like where the joint, like the knee bends backwards instead of forward, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it would like utter and try to mimic the noises that people were making. And like, so it's always a little bit off. And like almost like it wants to be part of the group. Like imagine singing Kumbaya and this thing just wants to, it's trying to get the noises out, but it just can't quite get the notes right. Yeah. It's always off.
That's wild.
Or a bad singer.
So you're dang near. But that's kind of his thing. It's like it wants to, almost like it wants to be a part of everything, a part of the group. And I guess it finds probably one of the unfortunate people who are not going to be there. That's why I figured something like a doppelganger, but weaker. I've so far with doppelgangers, I hear they're a little bit better at mimicking usually. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this thing is just always off. Almost like it wants to be there, but just enough to pick someone off, I guess you would say.
Oh, wow. So it's actually replacing them, or is it killing them? What's the deal with that?
And that's the thing. I'm guessing it's going to try to eat one of them. I actually couldn't find I couldn't find too much on that. Dang. I'm guessing, but that's kind of the thing. Is it's really creepy. I'm guessing what I'm thinking is if you're around it for long enough and you don't get the hell away from it, so somebody's going to be gone.
Oh wow!
Or they're going to be lunch or dinner, breakfast or all. And
this is a web created. Entity.
Yeah, this was something in the woods. The people were camping in the woods. They were in Alabama. It was a group of kids, I'm calling them kids, but a group of people camping in Alabama, and it was told to the person who posted it by, I guess we'll say, the elders of the area. They said it's actually bad luck when you see this thing.
Yeah.
Of course, it's bad luck. It's a bad experience too.
If you you don't know if you're gonna make it out.
Exactly.
Or make it back to your wherever you're going, or
yeah. But it's basically it would sit in the realm of a shapeshifter. Mm-hmm. I guess you would say it's more of a shapeshifter, but it looked like its shapes don't shift too swell. It's not the greatest when it comes to it.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, boy, yeah. But that's a Nancy's goat, man. You're going across. I mean, if you're camping out there in the woods and you're playing hide and seek and you happen to find everybody plus one
in the woods, people go there to experience the environment. Don't get separated. Don't fall for that.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Hey, but like I said, you got me. But this thing, it tries to hide in plain sight and it fails.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think it fails happily from the sound of it.
Yeah. But there's been sightings and people have stories on Reddit and different places like that.
Yeah, mostly like I said, I've seen things on, I guess, whatever 4chan. I don't usually go on to 4chan.
Yeah.
But that's been pretty much some of the areas you hear a lot about it.
All right, and any questions about that? Well, how's it pronounced again?
Well, it's they call it Anansi's Goatman.
Anansi's. Okay.
But thing is Anansi's the username of the person who told of the event.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it would be the Goat Man, but it's not. It's not.
So
the usual
Anansi
Goat
called
Man.
it the Goat Man, and people have labeled it Anansi because that person is the one to bring it to life, or to first initially talk about it.
Yeah. Because I guess you could think of it as they were kind of out there camping, and like the way they would put like a glitch in reality, almost like, so. I mean, like I said again, if we have all of us around,
Mandela goat.
Yeah,
but there's already a goat man in Kentucky.
Well, yeah, that's why I guess you call him Goat
Man.
Man.
But does that Goat Man transform and take shape of other people?
I don't know, but you can't call something else Goat Man if there's already a Goat Man.
I mean, you got me.
Yeah. And then would you really call it, so the actual character without a transformation is a goat appearance, but then he's able to transform into people and not, sitting there with a goatee like mine and then talking about, whatever.
I'd have to wonder, like what it must have been
like,
for.
Yeah, like, does he have some goat, he has hooves on for hands or feet? That's funny.
I'd have to wonder who actually saw this thing and then showed back up. Because, like you said, like what form would this thing be taking? And then you're actually, what form would this be taking for you to see it and then get away from it?
Yeah.
But, it wouldn't be the first time I've heard about, something that someone saw, they got away from it, but I guess someone else didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's very true. That is very true.
But yeah, like I said, if you're ever out there and it's only supposed to be 6 of you, but there happens to be a 7th, something's wrong.
Dude, we have to do a camping trip.
Oh yeah, you mean you guys?
Because no, Kyler, what's the last time you went camping?
Oh, I've never been camping.
Are you never been camping?
No, I ain't never been out there.
Are you serious?
Absolutely, 100%.
Oh, dude, we got to go camping, bro. So that way you can just get the experience.
I can talk about the goat man?
No.
I just got done saying this.
You haven't heard any goat man Nazis in California, but
I don't want to be the first to find out.
But you have heard about UFOs. But no. It's an experience, man. Hearing the woods and hearing the creatures and animals and all that, go with that environment is awesome. It's cool. You get that back to nature feeling. You're like, I don't care. I need my games and my electronic devices.
Oh, no, not even just that. It's like, it just, for one, it would depend on the area.
Yeah.
2, it depends on what I have with me. And
oh, no, you can take a firearm, we will say, with you in the woods and camping and all that good stuff. So you can be protected because you are on your own. Might have a ranger or sheriff come around depending on the location and the place. But no, I haven't been camping since my teens. So, but we used to go camping all the time. We used to go hunting in the whole 9 yards.
Like I said, I grew up right out here in this area.
Me too. We went up in Reno, Tahoe, far out places for deer and different things. But yeah, it was fun.
I went to Rancho Cordova.
Wait, what's that, Ed?
I went camping in Rancho Cordova.
What with homeless people? What are you talking about? Rancho Cordova. The hell? Sleeping in your car? Yeah. That's not camping,
that man
bro.
Went camping in his car is crazy. Yeah, dang.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, no, like I said, it's definitely, like you mentioned, looking up Goatman or Goatman. I don't think that there wouldn't be able to be multiple versions of it, I guess. But like Ed had mentioned, there's a Goatman over here, Goatman over there.
Yeah. I've never heard of, this is the first time me hearing about a shape-shifting Goatman.
Yeah. And that's my thing. So, unless it decided it wanted to shapeshift into a goat that's shaped like a man. You got me. But I guess if the goat man is listening right now, I didn't deny it. Ed identity. Did. It was Ed, so you can go out there and visit him in his clown.
He said Ed.
Oh, absolutely, because I didn't do it. So
that's hilarious.
All I did was read. I read up on something. I never said anything about disbelief.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question, and this goes for you too, Ed. As we talk about various things on the show, obviously nobody wants to really meet a demon and sit across from one and have a conversation. I don't know what kind of mental toll that would take on you, opposed to even, running the other way at, warp speed or whatever else. But when these type of entities, would you go out and look for these things, whether it's Bigfoot, because Ed, I know you're a big Bigfoot person, and you heard certain sightings in certain locations, would you actually go out and let me see if I can, find this entity, or what type of experience, I have with this?
Not these ones, man. No, not these ones, man. Not these ones. Because of my belief in the spirituality, my hesitancy would not,
as your light shifts back and forth with various temperatures or brightness. Something's talking to you, Ed, right now.
Well, someone's always talking to me, man. But no, I wouldn't, man. Because, man, listen, again, a lot of us have experiences. I don't need to go looking for them, man. And Bigfoot's different, and maybe just in my mind is
In your
different.
mind, it is.
Okay, yeah, this dude's pretty cool. I could hang with him.
Cool as well.
Like Slender Man, the Rake. No way, man.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I
don't want any part of that. I don't want any part of that.
I think it kind of goes with what Ed said earlier too. Like, people go out here looking for these things, and then they might find them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I kind of go off of that. Like, I might find something that I'm looking. I don't want to look for it. Because if I do find it, what the hell am I supposed to do? Other than
you're trying to document it the best way you can, and or sometimes for your own edification. And you're like, okay, now I know that is real. So, and if that is real, everything now is open to the possibility of it, being real. And there is this other source or power that, is out there that is unexplainable by science and, by the government. So it's that type of stuff for a lot of people.
It's definitely there. And that's not to discredit those people who do go search for it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys love it, I mean, that'll be good. You like it, I love it. That'll work.
I don't know.
Yeah, but a lot of these people that go looking for them, like on these paranormal TV shows, and
we're going to be getting out. I like how you say that as you invite me to come down and look for ghosts.
Yeah,
but again,
because like it's as soon as they hear a noise, then they start screaming and they run. Yeah. It's like, well, you went looking for it anyhow, so.
And matter of fact, that's a little different. Like, I'll say that's a bit different.
But also, I think Ed will scream and run, but then I will say, no, Ed, it's just the little rat that ran across the room or the board that fell or shifted. It's not actually anything,
Nothing falls on its own,
paranormal.
Man.
That's hilarious. But like, and I want to kind of differentiate between some of that too. So when people go on, let's say like these paranormal spirit hunts, and they go to investigate that, versus me going to look for the Goat Man or Slender Man. I don't want that. Like, I'm not going to look for them because I know enough about them. And
and those are different types of situations opposed to knowing if there is an afterlife or if people are coming back and there is something that is in another space and time or spectrums of light that we cannot see in that's around us. Those questions are totally different than because if that's the case, you might as well truly play with a Ouija board and start beckoning and summoning things just to see if they will appear. But talking to your uncle or aunt, or you feel a sensation or a hand be put on your shoulder, and then you smell a scent from your father, you're like, oh man, I wonder. Then you just go on with life and don't think twice about it. But those are the things that I chase, and my first experience that have, me seeking all of this is from something that I saw that was there 100%. I saw it. It happened. And I've been chasing, like, what was that? How was that possible? Because science can't explain it. So I don't know. But let's take a break. And when we come back, we will get into another entity.
Yeah, lights on, we go live, no delay. Every move locked in, smooth all day. Auto track, camera stay true. Crystal clear when it's on you. Wide shot, close up, cinematic flow. Ask Bob, moving how creators go. Stream clean, podcast ready. Every frame looking heavy is up. That's pro level vision. Next skin tech, no supervision. Upgrade now, don't hesitate. Use code Strange Darkness Radio. Save today. Yeah.
All right, now it's time to get into the Hat Man. Very interesting entity. And, there's a lot of experiences that I've had. And the Hat Man, to me, before I even found out anything about the Hat Man, knew anything about the Hat Man, was not on my radar for whatever reason, whether it was in movies back in the day, didn't pay any attention to it. But again, let's get into it because I have my own story that's personal that I believe that I've had an experience with the Hat Man. So imagine, a figure that stands on the edge of sleep, not, quiet, not waking in a dream state, a silhouette stitched in a shadowy form with a wide brim hat. No face, no voice, only presence, meaning you feel it. You know something's there. So, across centuries, across continents, one name echoes through the dark. Everyone talks about this particular entity. I don't know how and why, what it is, but it's the Hat Man. It's not a ghost that we know of. It's not a demon, at least not always. It's something older, something watching. Because again, it appears in certain instances and certain times of, it could be grief, it could be sleep, it could be, a loved one has, been lost. A loved one who's passing talks about seeing a tall shaped humanoid who wears a fedora, a wide brim hat, or sometimes even a top hat. He'll be seen in a long coat, a trench coat. You'll see him in the silhouette form, face never visible. I've never heard anybody seeing his actual face, but I have heard tales of his red eyes. And it appears as solid black and darker than dark. If you've ever experienced seeing in the dark and then you see something darker than dark, which I have, it is wildly crazy. It will have you questioning a bunch of stuff. But yeah, shadows exist, shadow people exist, I believe, and a lot of researchers out there and or ghost investigators have heard many a tale about people experiencing seeing the Hat Man. It's as old as, and again, this particular entity is not about social media or being created. Ancient cultures have recorded seeing what they call night watchers. The medieval Europeans, they talk about the night hag that sits on your chest. The Middle Eastern people talk about the jinn. Could this be varying offshoots of these particular things? We don't know. There's the Mara spirit, the Nordic talk about. Native Americans, they talk about the Dark Watchers. And, those are entities that would be seen on hills and in various shapes. And then they would just disappear, sometimes even seen as many as 3, But the experience that you feel in dealing with this particular entity, you can feel like you're being crushed, like frozen, can't move, something sitting on your chest. But you also feel the presence of this particular entity, So the question is the Hat Man an archetype, an offshoot of all these particular entities that actually appears in various stages? Is this the type of entity that if you're about to pass on or you have a loved one who is ill or, not well, that they're seeing this particular entity in the corner? I don't know. Those are the questions. But the reports have been around since the 1800s, in various city, old school, in when he's actually seen, a lot of people believe that you're either going to be taken away or that it's going to be a situation to where he's letting you know that somebody's time is up. Okay, so let me get into my story real quick about the Hat Man. I didn't know anything about the Hat Man, like I said before. So I go to this particular hospital for work. I think I was at the time probably doing inventory, and it was late at night. And So when I'm doing inventory at this hospital, we have to wait till the refrigerators come down. We can't just take the products out, which when I say products, we're talking about blood products. We can't just take them out. We have to scan them and do all this other stuff, right? So again, this was late at night. So I walk out of the lab door. And when I walk out of the lab door, I'm walking and I feel a presence or feel somebody like either watching me or there. And even when I open the door, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to open the door too wide because I don't want to hit the person. Like, why is this person standing behind the door or standing off to the side, on the door, because there was nothing but just a wall there. And then so as I open the door, my mind says, oh, don't open it all the way. Somebody's here. So don't hit this person as you're opening the door. And I continue to walk past. I'm like, okay, that was weird. I kind of look back in my peripheral, but not to look at the person. And I'm like, okay, that was weird. Why is there a tall figure with a freaking fedora standing in that corridor that's right off between two walls as the door opens? I'm like, okay, that's weird. And so I didn't think twice about it. Again, this is the middle of the night. This is probably 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. And then I go to, I think, the cafeteria at the time to grab something and wait for the refrigerators to cool down. And then as I go back, and again, as I'm walking away, I probably think about this for, 30 seconds. And then I'm on to, the time, I'm on to thinking about work, thinking about what I'm doing, thinking about I got to do this, got to get this done because I got to go to this place and this place, blah, blah. Because I don't normally work in the middle of the night. And so it left my mind that quick, right? I just thought it was odd that the person was standing there. And so I go back into the lab, continue what I'm doing. Again, after 45 minutes, refrigerators are getting kind of hot. You cannot just keep going. You have to stop because if it gets out of temp, you got to move all the products that are in this particular refrigerator. And you don't want that to happen because usually to move those products, you have to take them down to the morgue. That's where the other refrigerators are, which that was not going to happen. So I walk out of the door, forgot all about what happened, that hour and a half, prior. I walk out of the door and then I look over and I see like just a tall figure with a fedora standing behind the door. And then I look, and then I that was at my peripheral. And then I actually turned and looked back. There was nothing there. And I'm like, what the hell was that? I'm like, what the hell? It's like, that was weird. And then I'm questioning everything. Did the door open? Did it create this shadow effect? Did it make it look like there was a figure there? Is that what I saw the first time? Now I'm analyzing all this shit in the middle of the night, tired as hell. I'm like, and I'm doing the door back and forth. Again, I'm not in my work facility. I'm at somebody else's facility and I'm messing with the door and doing all this crazy shit. And I'm like, man, what is going on? What was that? And I'm like, okay, that was weird. And that's all I thought to myself. I was like, okay, then after a while, I'm like, okay, that must have been a shadow figure or something. But why would it be standing right there at the door, like behind the door? I'm like, that's odd to me. And so I continue on, keep it moving and, finish up with what I was doing. And then I think probably watching something on the History Channel or whatever else, and they started talking about the Hat Man. And then, that entity, and then the figures they were showing and then explaining of the description, I was like, wait a minute, that is weird because that's kind of what I saw, And then again, I'm at a hospital. I'm where, people are, going to the upper room, as we should say. And, people are fighting for their lives. And, we are talking about products and things that are given from other humans. A lot of people believe certain things can be transferred and all kind of other things. But yeah, I thought that was just crazy, weird. And I ended up going to another hospital. And as I was walking by the corridor, there was a shadow that was passing. And again, this is years later. And I would look, they have the bubbles that you look with the mirrors so you're not running into little people in the intersections. as I'm looking up the mirror, there's like a shadow figure following me. So as I'm looking up at this shadow figure, I look back, turn back real fast, nothing's there. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And so again, is this creature possibly hanging out and ushering people to the other side? Is it there for? And again, I didn't get anything nefarious from it or evil or anything like that. It wasn't even. It was not that feeling whatsoever. It was just there. That's the best description. But you did feel the presence. You knew something was there, on top of it, being there. But I didn't get no kind of evil feeling from it or anything like that.
Well, yeah, because excuse me. Well, I think the prevalent explanation for Hat Man, correct me if I'm wrong here, is most people believe he is a type of shadow person. Correct?
Yeah. Some people think he's a watcher that watches and takes count of, whether a soul leaves, whether a person comes, whether you're about to go, whether or not he's watching for history or for, keeping score. I have no clue, but some people believe he's just a straight up watcher.
Yeah, and some people believe that about shadow people in general, that they're watchers. But when you say that you didn't feel any, like you said, no, like evil presence or anything, I mean, that's understandable because, in my experiences with shadow people, I didn't feel any evil presence about them at all.
Like how many shadow people?
I did, but not the one in the bed. You guys can find that at, on a previous episode. The one in the bed, I felt terrified because of the way it looked and what was going on with it. But I didn't feel in the moment that it was evil. I just like, whatever this is, I want to get away from it. But it wasn't an evil fear. You know how your body, your hairs stand up, which again, my hairs were standing up, but not in the sense of run, in panic mode. I was in panic mode because I thought what was coming at me was going to burn me because it had this undulating red aura to it with like sparks coming from it and shit. And so that's what terrified me because I didn't want to get burned. But no, there has been shadow figures that I saw that, I was like terrified to where, oh shit, let me get the hell up out of here. But when, talking about the Hat Man specifically, a lot of people believe it's just, it observes humanity during vulnerable states or people during vulnerable states. And it was interesting that I was seeing this figure in hospitals.
Yeah. And I would agree with that is again, with shadow people in general. I think they do observe.
Yeah.
Now, what their purpose is, I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I do believe they do observe people in vulnerable states, in different emotional situations. But what exactly they are there for, I don't know.
Some say it's a doorway. Like they stand in the doorway to open up things for the other side. So if a soul is coming to the other side, they let that soul through. Or if a soul, say a nefarious entity enters into this realm or into something, it's like, looking for it or,
I think it's all the, man. See, we need to do a show just on shadow people.
Yeah.
You mean because all the different kinds of them?
Yeah, well, because they are so interesting to me, and experiences that I have had with them going through, when I was going through my, emotional situations in my life, that about Bobby, it was actually quite. It wasn't. They themselves weren't scary to me, but there was other entities involved. Now, whether they were a different type of shadow people, that were.
So you never saw a figure with a hat or fedora?
No, no.
Yeah,
but the person I was with said they did.
Oh, okay. And that's the thing too, that it doesn't have to be you, because they can be there to usher whatever that's happening, but it's for that person to see, and and not you. So that's the part about it also. But
the whole topic is fascinating to me, because that's something, like I said, when you experience it, you can't forget.
Oh no, not at all.
You just cannot forget.
To this day, that thought puts me right back in that situation. And again, it's not a fear state. It's just like, And then I do feel that feeling that I felt, when I felt, again, I felt it first, and then I kind of looked out of the corner of my eye, like, then I was like, initially, again, I was like, nah, that was nothing,
it's a really strange. I said there was so much going on, and there was different, and that's why I say, well, I never got the sense that I was in any danger from them.
Yeah,
but there were other things going on, other entities present. And so that's why I'm like, are they like a protector?
Yeah.
Can they be both?
Interesting.
I'd say both.
But yeah, we need to do a whole show on that, because you talk about going down rabbit holes. And
for sure. I mean, there is so much to it, because, the common circumstances that people see this particular entity, we're talking about the Hat Man, is sleep paralysis. I haven't had that sleep paralysis situation, but it wasn't, I do not believe that was nowhere near sleep paralysis. And again, you guys check out the story, dig through the archives. It's a really great story. But extreme stress, and exhaustion, grief or trauma, near-death experiences, drug-induced states. See, those are the type of, again, doorways that your body could be in, or your soul can be in, for that matter, and to, be able to witness and see these particular things. And obviously meditation and astral projection, which I'm working on doing astral projection, even though Ed's like, don't leave your body. Don't leave your body.
You might. Oh, shit, man. See, we're going to go off on these things. Yeah, because I'll have to share with you. I went through Reiki, a couple Reiki sessions.
Oh, recently?
Yeah.
Oh, that should be on your episode of Ed versus the Universe.
Really cool,
I can't
man.
wait to growth.
Yeah.
We're hearing growth, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, I got to give it to Ed. I know it's, like, dang, we're clapping and we're talking about creepy stories. But no, I got to give it to Ed for the growth, for him to do something like that. That takes a lot. You guys just don't know. But in the Hat Man, it is seen between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., often called the witching hour. And it's funny because, like I'm telling you, when I was at the hospital, it was around 2 to 2:30 a.m. And that Joker was just, my dad used to say all the time, call people Joker. That Joker was just sitting standing, I should say, right in this crack of the doorway. It was the craziest thing. But yeah, the thinning of the veil, is, are these particular entities and creatures walking amongst us every day, and we just don't have a clue. And then you get put in the right state of mind, the right drug-induced state, or astral projection, sleeping, whatever it is, and then you're able to see these things. That's the thing. It's like, and that's why, scientists can't put, say whether or not these things exist, because it has to be repeatable, and, from a scientific standpoint. But I do think that more scientists, and I know the government's researching this stuff, DARPA and all them, but they really need to start doing some serious research on what is going on in the paranormal community, and to really ask the questions, what's really out there, seeing in different spectrums of light, how we can already say, yeah, we know that everything is vibrating and not stable, but it looks stable to us. All these inventions and things that we make. Oh, your computer's on the desk, but that desk is not even stable. It's really, at a molecular level, it's vibrating and moving and undulating, doing all that other stuff. We can say all that about what they can prove, but yet when it comes to the spectrums of light and all the things that go on with particular things. I mean, how is it that you can be sitting in a room watching TV, having a good time? It could be the Super Bowl, it could be whatever, right? And next thing you know, there's this scent of your grandma's lasagna that comes over you and it's just permeating the room. And you're like, what the heck is going on? Or their perfume, or, how you get put in these different states, or you hear a particular sound or a movement and it's somebody or a loved one there. You feel it. It's a feeling that you have. Is it your mind wandering? All these questions that Ed talks about these rabbit holes. We can go down these things forever. But yeah. So again, the Hat Man is a very interesting entity, and it's been seen for decades, hundreds of years, and in various forms. And, we don't know if he's the captain of the shadow people, and that's why he wears the hat. So I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting.
If you saw the Babadook, you saw one form of him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Sure.
But yeah, that's the information on, the Hat Man.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like you said earlier about them being like kind of playing both sides of it, or being a neutral party. I think that's pretty much what it is with the Hat Man or men, whatever they may be.
Yeah, I haven't heard in the stories that I was researching that anyone having a negative experience with the Hat Man. I've heard people obviously being scared of what was in their room at the foot of their bed because they were awakened to it. But then when they either relax or start really drilling down on what they're seeing, they're not scared from the feeling of it or what it's doing. They're scared from just seeing it and having something in your room that, again, if you've never seen something darker than dark, when you're in the dark and then you see something that's even darker than that, it is wild. It is wild. But yeah. But again, some may have dread, and but is it from like, dang, this person talked about the Hat Man and unfortunately they end up passing away 3 days later.
Hopefully I do not hear about that. That's one thing.
No, dude, when I was watching that thing and I was like, how long has it been since I saw that entity or figure? Ooh, let me make sure. Let me go get a checkup.
Something cool. That's
serious.
Get looked out.
Hey man, you never know.
It's very true. Yeah, you don't. Unfortunately, well, I don't know if I'll say unfortunately. It might be kind of fortunate to not know.
All right, Ed. It's time for your story. What do we have?
The Rake, man. The Rake. Which I think is a pretty cool name. Way better than the Goat Man.
Well,
but there's not
rake. The rake definitely sounds a bit intense.
A yard utensil. That's what we're doing.
But yeah, but there's not a lot on there. Yeah.
What are goats used for? Other than milk and eating, obviously people do, but they do landscaping. They're able to.
Oh, I guess they sacrifice.
No.
They eat grass.
They eat grass like a rake.
Eat grass.
But that was interesting. Anyways,
I didn't think about that.
Well, because you said a rake is better than a goat. Goat works way faster. You don't got to do nothing. Just hire a goat team.
Well, there's not a lot on the rake. There's just not a lot on it, and what's out there is the same thing. Everybody's really heard it that is, would be interested in the rake. There's just not a lot on it, and what there is, you would have read on it.
Yeah,
but I'm still trying to figure out because I don't get this whole creepy pasta thing.
Yeah,
that some of these. Is it just a website that people go on and
It's various websites.
Is it? Yeah, because the first story about the rake was posted on a personal blog, Brian Somerville, in 2006. It was the first story in a series entitled Horror Theater, and the rake quickly became an urban legend. But centuries before, there's actually been documentation concerning the rake. So it couldn't have been created in 2006 if there's legit documentation in the past. And first of all, before I read a couple of these things, the rake itself is this pale, thin, naked, humanoid-looking creature, white in color, sharp teeth, elongated fingers with very sharp claws.
Wow.
Has white eyes and walks on all fours. And what it supposedly does is it stands at the end of your bed or in the woods, and it prefers to stalk, torture, then kill its victims, usually via its claw. But I have heard where it has the capability to just drive someone insane to where they will just kill themselves.
Oh, wow.
So I guess that would be a form of torture, really. But let's go back, because the rake's been described as early as the 12th century, but documented for the first time in 1691 in a mariner's log.
Oh, okay.
And it reads like this. He says, "He came to me in my sleep. From the foot of my bed, I felt a sensation. He took everything. We must return to England. We shall not come here again at the request of the rake." Now that was in 1691.
Yeah.
1880, another account from a journal entry which was translated from Spanish. And it reads, "I have experienced the greatest terror." And it says this 3 times. "I have experienced the greatest terror. I see his eyes when I close mine. They are hollow, black. They saw me and pierced me. His wet hand, I will not sleep." That was from a personal journal entry. And then in 1964, from a suicide note, "As I prepare to take my life, I feel it necessary to assuage any guilt or pain that I've introduced through this act. It is not the fault of anyone other than him. For once I awake and felt his presence, and once I awoke and saw his form. Once again I awoke and heard his voice, and looked into his eyes. I cannot sleep without fear of what I might next awake to experience. I cannot ever wake. Goodbye."
Wow.
So there's accounts of this entity prior to this supposed 2006 creepypasta social media, which I find really interesting. But as we were talking about in the beginning of this show, do we have the ability to create, or is it just the ability to manifest something that was already created, already there? And for me, the rake was, if these accounts are to be believed, it's already been here. So not a created being via social media, via creepypasta. And there's other accounts, like there's 911 calls that are recorded from 2021 in North Carolina that a guy had seen the rake, what he thought was the rake. So, yeah, it's really interesting. And there's the band The Decemberists, they have a song called The Rake Song. Really creepy lyrics.
And it's they're actually talking about the rake?
Well, you
not,
can type, it's actually concerning.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. Yeah.
Marty's not on the show, Ed. Be careful.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not like, it's not along those lines, man.
Okay.
But it's interesting because, again, if the rake has this ability to drive people insane, which I think is an interesting concept.
Why? What do you mean by that?
Well, because I mean, if you can get in someone's mind,
but that's the whole thing of what demons do, and
yes,
they want to drive.
But to me,
crazy.
If you can get in somebody's mind and cause them to create the torture themselves.
Yeah, that's what most demons do. They don't even possess. They drive you crazy. They make you think you're going insane, and they have you take your own life because that's the, from the biblical standpoint of if you commit suicide, obviously, where do you go? So that's the whole point of them trying to get you to take your whole life.
But like the ones we've spoken about, like Hat Man, it doesn't really, I don't think they drive you insane.
Yeah, no, it's more of, people feeling doom and dread sometimes because, again, they're not, you're seeing something that's unexplainable and you're already going to be fearful of it. But then there are things that you see that are evil that put off an evil aura and you feel it. You feel it, right? But with the Hat Man, a lot of people say it's just an entity that's there. That's something that's watching. And they're terrified because it's if there's a guy standing at your window, be it man or woman, who's ever in that house, you're terrified because you're like, what is his motive? What's going on? Why is he watching me? And he could be smiling the whole time. Are you getting evil intentions from his crazy Joker-like smile? I don't know. Opposed to, him grimacing and, think he's doing something else by the window or trying to get in. So I'm saying it's all about interpretation, right? But with these entities, you're seeing something that's unexplainable, something that it's said that it's not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to see a cloud in your house that is shaped in a human form, that is darker than dark, that moves, and you see the wispy, darkness follow them. That's not, supposed to happen. So yeah, you're going to be scared. But now is it putting off some evil intentions, like something, that's demonic? I guess it's a feeling per person on how that comes across to you. That could be it also.
See, but I think with the rake, there's no doubt.
Oh, no doubt.
This dude
that
is freaking evil.
That
and the fact that he can, and manipulate your mind.
Exactly.
And get you to do things. And so the lyrics to the song is kind of, goes along those lines of what the rake could do to you, to cause you to do. And do you want me to read them?
If it says the S word, use unaliving. Just what? FYI. If it says the S word,
what S word? The self-deletion word, like the
unaliving. You don't know what the definition of unaliving is? Seriously, you cannot be that old.
When someone takes their own life,
technically unchallenged.
Oh, well, why don't you?
Huh?
Well, it doesn't say that word.
No, but I'm just saying, I don't know what it says. I'm just saying, because YouTube, you've already said it, and I might have to cut that out because YouTube will flag stuff that uses the S word. I know you don't know that because you're not savvy like that. But you got to use unaliving is a term.
Oh, for goodness fuck's sake.
Sorry.
Dang.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's,
man.
Like he said, you may not have noticed. It's like a lot of videos of people who are talking. They use a different term.
Okay, so I can read these lyrics then, as long as it doesn't say that word.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you know what? Because this is what came to mind. Because I dig the Decembers. First of all, great band, but it just reminded me with the rake how it really does want to manipulate your mind and cause you to do certain things. So, anyhow, this is the Rake song. I had entered into a marriage in the summer of my 21st year, and the bells rang for our wedding. Only now do I remember it clear. No more a rake and no more a bachelor. I was wedded and it whetted my thirst until her...
What is happening? Why are you...
You know what? Anyhow, if people want to read the lyrics...
Wait, no, why'd you stop?
Because it's a really weird song, and it is... But if you know it's just because this band really like tells stories and gets into thing, and I don't want people to take it the wrong way because it's a song.
Crack yourself
but
up. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a particular word you were trying to.
No. It says, I was wedded and it whetted my thirst until her womb started spilling out babies. Only then did I reckon my curse.
Okay.
First came Isaiah with his crinkled little fingers. Then came Charlotte and that wretched girl Dawn. Ugly Mafonwe died on delivery, mercifully taking her mother's.
That's bad. What are you talking shit about his own kids? What the hell?
Yeah, but that's what the song is about. But that's what I mean, man.
Damn.
That would be what the rake would do.
Oh, okay.
It would cause you to go fucking insane.
Yeah.
And that is scary shit because there's really not much you can, like,
100%.
Hat Man, you can fucking run out of the house, man.
Yeah.
The rake?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in your mind.
There's probably a lot of people that are on the streets thinking about the rake right now that are in states of, recovery and or using that are trying to self-medicate because things are driving them crazy.
Yeah, and then I think that also goes to kind of like we were saying earlier about looking for different entities and everything else. Like the difference in even the sighting of some of those, like the Hat Man versus the rake.
Yeah.
And how you mentioned, like one of these you're just getting scared or startled because you're seeing something. And it's only for a bit of time, for whatever amount of time you may have seen it. Whereas the other, it's actively getting into your mind, like making you feel things. And like even just the word dread and what you're really feeling with that versus just being scared or startled. Like it's like, for at least for me, being like feeling that feeling of dread versus actually being like scared.
Yeah, and I wonder, do people even know that the rake is manifesting in them, or do they feel that they're just going insane, that there's something wrong? It's people who have, like split personalities, or they're talking to themselves and they're getting answers back and they're like, oh, what is this? And then it's, because we talk about before, as far as, that voice in your head, is that the rake, or is that you, or is that something else? That's saying wild shit. And you're like, why did I just think about ramming my car into this McDonald's and said, do it, you should do it. But then obviously I'm not going to, but the voice said to do it, so is that what the rake is? Or, so those type of things are extremely interesting.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But, but this goes back to, I don't think something like this can be created on a website, on social media.
Or recreated.
Yes, this is a presence that has been around a very long time.
Oh, yeah. I believe that.
And
because those things are able to live and to manifest and feed off of humans for as long as there's humans on this planet.
Yeah, man. But the rake I found interesting because there is not a lot about it.
Mm. Or like you said, some entities that are just older than others. I mean, that's kind of the thing. Some entities are older than the other ones. So it's like, true. Even though, like that, I mean, that's like we were saying about them being created or not. With some being older than others, it's like they could actually create some while others have been here already and are re-manifesting.
Yeah. That's very true. Waking up.
Mm. Yeah.
Imagine entities that, next year this one is going to wake up and wipe out hundreds of thousands of people because that's what it's designed and how it feeds and what it does. So you can imagine, who knows what's out there, man. But yeah.
I'll tell you what's out there. Some bad shit, Bobby.
Yes.
What's out there.
and we're going to explore that in the coming months on Strange Darkness Radio investigative team.
Investigative team as well.
You'll be there, Kyler. You'll be there.
I won't be there, man.
I'm definitely not going to be there for the rake, and I'm not doing nothing.
No. But the rake can visit you, man, regardless of where you're at, what you're doing, and what time of the day. That's nothing you go searching for. That search is for you.
That's what I mean. I do not go search for that stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's not good. Because, you get that stuff get in your mind.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, man. No, that's not good stuff.
Mm.
So, yeah. But I did find the rake interesting as far as our topic thing.
Oh, yeah, I definitely do. The song, wow, that's Wild for the Night.
The song is... Yeah,
we'll play that on the After Dark show.
Yeah.
It's kind of a wild intro into that. That's a little.
But it's what came to my mind, man.
I understand.
It came to my mind. It's like, wow.
I have wild thoughts sometimes too. Yeah, that's just some stuff.
Not like that.
Yeah, 'cause that was different. Man, talking about some rapes.
That's interesting, but yeah, no. Again, we don't know on some of these things. When you have a massive amount of people thinking and wanting something, literally chanting for it to come to fruition and come to life, is that possible? That's the bottom line, of what. Because I don't know if I would say that we as humans ever thought that we would be able to have access to information as fast as we do now, right? When you were in a village or a town and something was said or there was an entity or a creature or whatever, it took long time for that to pass around village to village, let alone cross country, let alone across the world, let alone, and so fast that it comes back to you as something different than, and you knew you were the first one who told it. And then now it comes back, in an hour, way different than what you even said. Right. So being that man has that type of power to move and to disseminate information, I think a lot of things are possible, and the brain is a remarkable hell of a thing. And it's not just about the brain. It's that tether. It's that soul experience. It's that that other layer that we cannot see into that is feeding everyone off of a big tree. And we are just vines and roots from this tree that no one can see, that's all connected. And we have abilities and are able to do things that we just don't know. Because, again, I will always state the crazy, because I'm crazy. I'm always coming up with crazy things and trying to figure out how things happened and how they work. That you can take a caveman, put him in a cave in the dead of darkness, and he goes out when it's light time to hunt, then comes back and sits or does whatever for those darkened, however many hours that he cannot see into light, and actually hunt and do whatever and not get killed, whether he's getting bitten, eaten by a snake, bitten by a deadly spider, outrunning a cheetah or a panther. I believe we were able to see in different spectrums of light to, to hunt and to do the things that we need to do, and things that now we don't have those abilities to do anymore, that the body was capable of, just me personally, because it just doesn't make any sense unless we were deposited by aliens. And I know Ed doesn't believe that.
What don't I believe?
Are you even paying attention to my soliloquies?
I am, man, but
we
I'm
were
looking
deposited by aliens. I know you don't believe that. I know you don't believe that.
No, I don't know. We weren't deposited by aliens, man. That doesn't mean aliens don't necessarily have a role that they're playing.
For sure.
But I don't think we were deposited by them.
Yes. So that goes into...
Unless they were just trying to get rid of us. Say, man, these people are freaking insane.
That goes into, again, if you take, 100 people, put them on the most deadliest part of Africa or in the Serengeti or in the rainforest, they wouldn't have a clue of how to survive. People's like, whoa, no, over time you learn this and learn that. No. We're talking about sheer darkness, no flame, no, you can't cook food. Fire wasn't invented, let alone the wheel. And how we were able to survive is remarkable. Remarkable. Anyways.
Man, this was a really interesting topic.
Yes, for sure.
You know?
Any last words, Kyler?
Well, I mean, aside from everything I know that I don't want to come across, yeah, that's I mean, but I think, like I said, it was a very interesting one, especially hearing about the rake. I've heard about it, but I didn't get to hear as much about the like the mind flaying and different things like that.
Yeah, I'm still curious on how that manifests.
Yeah, it's wild.
How do you see something lurk upon your bed, then slide? Up your arm and then enter your body, like how that even happens. But yeah, is it a virus?
Nah, the spiritual one, yeah.
Yeah. Tell her I said hi, Ed. Just mess with him.
There was actually quite a bit more on the rake that I had, but
okay.
Again, it's like, I just don't want to regurgitate the same stuff. I'd rather get my own thoughts and allow us to share our own thoughts on what's out there, because there's not a lot. And so if anybody wants to read about it, they can just go and find it. It's not going to take a long time.
Yeah, and we want you guys to do that. We want you guys to do, do your research, look up all these entities, talk to your loved ones, see if they had these particular experiences and everything. But yeah, I guess the show is over.
Okay. What did Kyler just leave?
No clue.
He just left.
I don't know what happened.
Awesome.
That's cool.
I'm out,
That's
man.
a first.
I'm out. Yeah.
That is a first.
He just got up and left.
On Strange Darkness Radio.
It's classic, man.
Oh, man. That's hilarious.
That's just classic.
Kyler, we need to set him up a medical appointment, make sure he gets his bladder checked. I thought Amy had
just got up and left, man.
That's wild. But yeah, we don't even get the. Can you go to commercial? So yeah, again, bonus episode, and things happen on the bonus episode. So yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah. So any thoughts on Kyler's disappearance? Is the rake just take a victim? Another victim? Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool that he just got up and left, man. The only thing that would have been better is if we heard the engine start and he just peeled off, man. I love it. I love it, man.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I think we're off. I mean, we're out. And maybe Kyler will come back before we sign off, but I doubt it. He's somewhere in my home. But
he's just roaming around your house, man. I dig that. That's cool.
Oh, God. Anyways, any last words? And we do have to do your segment, Ed. So we will probably in the next episode, we'll have you, at least half of that episode will be Ed versus the Universe. So you guys make sure you check it out. And yeah, there we go. Yep. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. We're out on that note. Bye.
When the world grows quiet and the questions grow louder,
There's a place where the unexplained is taken seriously. Strange Darkness Radio.
Real encounters, unfiltered conversations, stories that live just beyond the edge of understanding. From shadow figures to hidden histories, to voices that refuse to be forgotten. This is not speculation, this is exploration. Strange darkness, radio. Strange darkness, radio. When the world grows quiet and the questions grow louder, stay curious. Stay curious. Real encounters, unfiltered conversations, stories that are just beyond the edge. I want